Line right around the 36. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
From the 41, Rodgers. Man open, that's Marquez Valdez-Scantling. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
And the Packers first down. 18.
Let's go one more.
On first down, Rodgers. He gets this to Devontae Adams. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
The left side throw complete to Adams. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. That one covers 29 yards, first down. Well, that didn't take very long. You mentioned you have to keep him under wraps. Avoid the big play is what you said, and here he makes one in the first quarter.
Yeah, you can't let this become a habit. Otherwise, you know what will happen? They'll flat out take over this game.
And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Marching in for the sack, Matthew Judon. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on 3rd and long. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And here he'll get it down to the 7. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through. Well, after marching down the field, only getting 3 there, kind of feels like a win for the defense.
And it does. They'll go to the sideline feeling a lot better that they didn't give up a touchdown after the march against them. But if I were the offense, I wouldn't hang my head over that one. That's a good drive, and 3 points were put on the board.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll run for the first time with Mark Ingram. Ingram's got the first down and more. And he'll take this down to the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 35. Boy, the offensive line there, that was a thing of beauty to watch them block.
I love how you give a little appreciation for those big guys up front, and well-deserved. But how about the execution behind them? You can see the hours of practice that have gone into it. Great pocket by the running back. Quarterback puts it right in the perfect spot. Great mesh point by them. The timing on point. The run even better.
Here's Edwards. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. On the tackle that time, Dean Lowry. It's rare that a man his size can at least push forward for a yard, but they stopped him there for nothing.
You're talking about Tiny? You talking about the little guy back there? That monster. Yeah, you're exactly right. And it takes a group effort to get a guy like that down and not let him find some space. The first guy in, he's got to take one for the team, right? Because he's just waiting there and holding on for everyone else to help him out.
There's Jackson on 3rd and long. Being chased out left. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Rashawn Gary in there to get him for a loss of 3, and it will be 4th down.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me just long enough for me to get there. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
That'll go for only 17 yards on the punt. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly.
And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked. Patrick Owasor gets him for a loss of 10 yards from his linebacker spot. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Now Rodgers. And left side here, it's Graham. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
On 3rd and long, it's Rodgers. That's caught by Geronimo Allison. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
Well, as this game continues to evolve in the NFL, you know how much coaches love run after catch, but you know what they love even more? Completion.
Yeah, just holding on to the ball.
Catch it, cover it, tuck it away. Whatever you get after that is almost gravy. That's how a lot of these receivers are being taught now.
Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Ravens, they'll take over. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
At the 27-yard line.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They stay on the ground. This time it's Hill. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down. And that is intercepted. Or was it? Wait, they'll say no. No interception. He did not keep the feet in bounds, apparently. So that's just going to be an incompletion. Here's Sam Cook now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before.
And now look at him go. The 40, the 20, 10, touchdown, Packers. Aaron Jones, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Packers are able to strike quickly for 6. One play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
This is fielded at the goal line. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
At the 26-yard line.
From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4.
Man left, man left. Everyone's got 4 down.
Jackson, option right. And he held on to it, but he probably shouldn't have as they get him behind the line. And chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's 3rd down. Jackson. And that is incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
Rodgers will bring him up to the line, 1st and 10. And he's completed all 7 of his passes thus far. To throw, it's Rodgers. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Patrick Owasor picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop it.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
Defensively, celebration time because they finally forced an incompletion. He was perfect throwing the ball to that point.
Yeah, but from his viewpoint, they didn't force the incompletion. He just missed. That's how hot he is right now, and that's how he wants to continue to throw.
Now look out, Rodgers lost the football, and it's picked up by the Ravens. He's at the 30, past the 20, and he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. And give some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice you're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. They'll be looking to make amends for the events of a moment ago. A fumble return for 6 points.
You absolutely have to protect the football. That's got to be priority number one because margin for error is starting to slip away. Now it's down to a one-score game.
A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. The first carry now for the BYU man. It's Jamal Williams. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. Game clock at 2:01. Time for one final play before the 2-minute warning. They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he's going to be stopped short of a first down as they'll get to him at about the 33. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. Here's J.K. Scott now as he'll punt it away. And a fake here. Direct snap to the up man. And the gamble pays off. They get the first. And high fives all around on that sideline. It's a first down as they wind up getting 11 on the fake punt. A pair of first downs gives them a 1st and 10 up at the 44. Now they'll throw with Rodgers. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Adams. 12 more yards there and another first down. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
And with that run, he's already at 100 yards here before halftime. So if he sees the same kind of action in the second half, he could be on his way to a career game.
From the 41, Rodgers. This one to the right, caught by Valdez-Scantling. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 22 yards there, a first down.
First down, Packers.
Rodgers now nearly perfect. 9 of 10 in this first half. It's 1st and 10. Into the red zone. It's Rodgers. Now he'll escape to his right. And they will score. It's a Packer touchdown. Scampering home from 19 yards out. And the Packers add on to their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
Good work, let's go.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. So far, they've had 3 drives, 3 punts. Not good.
Not good indeed, because you've got to have something to show for being out on the field. Now, sometimes, if you have a game where neither side has scored, 3 punts isn't a bad thing. But when you're trying to set the pace, get up on top in a game, you've got to show better offense and find a way to put some points on the board.
Now, the first play of the drive there is incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Key eight. Single.
Jackson now to throw again. And going deep for Hill. Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. Adrian Amos with a pick. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. That late in the clock, second quarter, why not just run it a time or 2 and get it into the locker room?
What you're saying makes absolutely perfect sense. Run it and get out of there. But I'm just wondering if the pressure of today's NFL and the high-powered offenses that you're facing may have forced them into saying, let's try and get some more points.
The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they went. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Rodgers now to throw. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. The former first-round pick Marlon Humphrey there to get a hand on it. The Packers on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 14. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
I can't believe they even let you play.
A final shot before half for Rodgers. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line.
Ravens take over first and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now first and 10 at their own 21.
24 is the mic.
Here's Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, and have them back on their heels.
From the 21, it's second and 10. A handoff. It's Mark Ingram. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Calling a loss of 2 on the play. And they'll be facing a 3rd and 12. Throwing is Jackson. And an alley to run. A solid run of 11 there as he tucked in and ran, but he's still short of the marker at its 4th.
That was a good effort there, trying to do it on his own, but as a defender, you're in a tough spot because you have coverage responsibilities behind you, and if you take off too quick to try and get him down, he might loft it over your head.
So better to track with your man defensively than try to go up and make a stop on the quarterback.
Exactly right. What you're hoping is that your guys in the front 7 can get him down.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on first and 10. Jackson, options out left. Give him 4 yards there on the first down keeper.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
On second down now, it's Ingram, and he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that second down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but they make them out of bounds. That does you no good.
After the incomplete pass, here now is second and 10. Throwing again. Jackson. Dancing to his left. And that is incomplete here.
Well, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
On third down, Jackson. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. A big one there for the Ravens. It goes for 18.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
This quarterback now 5 straight completions here in this second half. First and 10. Again, Jackson. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down.
Check.
This is Ingram on 1st and 10. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
To throw on 3rd down, Jackson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Rashawn Gary able to get him down behind the line of scrimmage, and it will be 4th down. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And the deficit trimmed to 6 now at 16-10. So they get the field goal, but that was a 14-play drive to get 3.
It sounds like you're going negative on me.
I was.
Sounds like you're thinking the 3's just not that good.
And people say that we're negative sometimes. So.
Well, here's the deal. Getting the 3 is good. Obviously, you would think on a 14-play drive you're going to get 6 out of it. But that type of a drive can pay dividends later on because you might wear the defense down.
Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. Throwing is Rodgers. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And that will come the offense as they take over. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll fake the give to Ingram. Now Jackson. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary, they really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team is playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to him.
He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
The Ravens on 3rd down. They've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. This is 3rd down and 12. Now it's Jackson. Jackson hit, and he lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
It'll wind up being a net of 41. 9-yard return, 50 on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the pack up 1st and 10 at their own 26. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Shane Ray in there with pressure yet again. That is the 7th time that they have dropped him here this afternoon. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Well, now they'll try the end around. And he roams across the 20 to the 24-yard line.
Anytime the offense shows what they call a shot play or a chunk play where they're trying to get big yardage, sometimes people just call it gadget plays, and you hold it to a gain that we just saw there, you feel pretty good about yourself as a defense.
The Packers on 3rd down. They're struggling. 0 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12.
50. Hey, you block over here. 27. And let's pin the mirrors back and go full strength. Hey, high 7.
Rodgers going to throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes. A well-executed safety blitz by Tony Jefferson leads to the sack.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
On the return is Jones. Give him 11 yards that time on the return.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Jackson from the shotgun. Going right side here, and that's complete. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Forced out to his left. That is incomplete.
Jackson on the keeper. Thrown to the sideline and incomplete.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Now flags come in. I think one of the Ravens got going a little early. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Steps away to his left. He can run for it, and he will. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first. Now a 1st down carry. It's Hill. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because when they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play. How about that shuffle pass? Or if you want to call it the shovel pass, that's fine too. That's one of those plays that you take a little bit of risk there because you're trying to throw the ball into the middle of the field where a lot of big bodies lurk, and they can knock it away, pick it off, but they were able to execute it.
Oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked up by Josh Jones. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. We've got a one-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively, they burn it here with 1:51 left. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. Throwing now is Rodgers. It's caught inside the 25. And they're going to have this in a great spot way down in Baltimore territory.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line.
Well, Brandon, he's had a great day, but sometimes the other guys make a play against you. What's that expression they like to use in the NFL? Those guys get paid too, you know.
Yeah, in college they say, hey, they're on scholarship too. In the NFL, they're getting paid too. With the day he's had, you can have one go in the wrong direction. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The Packers on 3rd down, as bad as you can be, 0 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Here's Rodgers. This will be caught just inside the 10. It's a gain of 5, and that'll bring up 4th down.
They got the completion, but they didn't get the first down, so you got to think if you're on the defensive side of the ball, you're pretty happy with what you just accomplished there.
Yeah, like you said, got him out of bounds, stopped the clock, kept him short of the marker. So barring something extraordinary here in the closing stages, that field goal should just about put this one on ice.
Yeah, we've got to find 2 scores. So, we're not going to exactly move it over there yet. It can be done, but, boy, it's going to be a little bit of a stretch for them, isn't it?
Yeah, they would have to move incredibly quick and have some luck, too. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. He's got a man. Complete. It's a big play there for Baltimore. 41 yards. Well, what do you think? Maybe got away with one? I mean, he's thrown 2 picks already. That looked pretty dangerous.
And it had a little hang time on it. So what he needs to do right now, hug it out a little bit with his guy, because he went up and made a play on the football and kept him from potentially throwing that 3rd interception. There's some trust in there. There's also some hope.
And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. 23 yards on the tuck and run. Late in the game, defense trying to avoid a big play. He's able to work out of the passing game, turn it into a run, pick up the first, and stop the clock as well.
And in this situation, everything is sped up. The intensity, the thinking, everyone's movement. But for a quarterback, he has to continue to be what we call a flatliner. Level in everything he does. And
he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a 1-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
All right, now a big 2-point conversion attempt still to come. Jackson fakes the give and keeps it. And he will get into the end zone to cut the lead down to a single point. 25 seconds to go. A must recover if they're going to have any chance. And this is recovered by the Packers, so that might just about do it. Well, for a second there, I had flashbacks to a few years ago, the NFC Championship game for the Packers, but here they're able to hold on.
And many things changed in Green Bay after that game. Personnel, people coaching, the whole deal. And in this case, they get it done. No fail like they had in Seattle. And how about this finish? Able to take a knee, run out the clock, and close this game out by 1 point. You talk about how many coaches we talked to? They all said the same. All I want to do is win by 1 point. That got tested in this one.
Yep, and that cliche rings true. A single penny separates this one.
We 19. Check 48 to Mike. Here we go.
So it's all over. A Green Bay victory.